everyone, good morning. Welcome back to the Shire Shed yet again. I hope you enjoyed yesterday's video on Peter Stockeby, Darkfired. Some pretty decent stuff. If you haven't checked that video out yet, go check it out. It's not too bad to watch. Today's video, though, we're going to be reviewing Gawith and Hoggarth, Kendal, Kentucky. This is the Shag cut, and it is honestly one of my favorites. Since it's a shag cut, it burns a lot faster, as I'm sure you can imagine, and if you're just wanting kind of a quick smoke, this is the one. Especially if you're wanting a Kentucky, because it sings. So let's go ahead and dive in. I'm actually really excited about this. Haven't had a bowl of this for quite some time, so it was my daily smoke for most of, not this last winter, but the winter before. So let's get to it. Right off the rip, Kentucky smoke. Fantastic. Right after that, get some nice sweetness, because I do believe there are some Virginias in this. Either that or it's I didn't look up, all the components of this one, but it's either Virginias or the topping that Gawith uses. Now, as I said, this was a daily smoke for me a couple winters ago, and it's a good one, and I believe it's pretty regularly available on smoking pipes. I don't know about anywhere else because I don't really shop anywhere else. But yeah, this one's fantastic. It has a great Kentucky scent out of the bag because it is a bulk tobacco. It's very, very fine shag cut, but really long ribbons. I like my tobacco a little bit on the drier side when I'm packing it and when I'm lighting it and everything, so I probably don't need to dry it as much as I do. However, your style is your style. Whatever you prefer, go ahead and go for it. I'm pretty confident that whatever method you use and however long you let your tobacco dry, I don't think you're going to have a problem with this. As long as you're not talking and rambling like a crazy person, it stays lit very well. Doesn't really require too many relights at all, if any, and it burns right down to the bottom. It's fantastic stuff. The flavor is what you would expect from a Kentucky. It's just delicious, and I really love this stuff, if you couldn't tell. Since it's a shag, you probably have to pack it a little tighter than you would like a ribbon cut or a rough cut or something like that, but no problems. I mean, I've had it in Cobbs, I've had it in Briar. I think about the only thing I haven't had it in is Meerschaum. Very good stuff. Big rich smoke. It's honestly wonderful. I haven't checked the prices recently because I want to say I've got about half a pound of this stuff. and I got it a couple years ago. I were to guess, it's probably $4 an ounce, maybe, give or take. I made a blend with this Kendal, Kentucky, and basically blended it with Five Brothers, and called it Tasting Colors, I think, because it was so strong. Very, very good. That was a daily smoke of mine for a while too. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Honestly, this I probably dried out a little more than I meant to, but it doesn't affect much other than how fast it's burning. Yeah, wonderful, wonderful stuff. If you're a fan of Kentucky's, I think you'll really, really enjoy this one. It is very pleasant, easy to smoke, very well behaved. You just can't go wrong, honestly. Um, Out of 10, I'd give this one a solid 8, 8.5. It's quite good. And like I said, it's so true Kentucky, with that bit of sweetness in there. If you had another ribbon cut somewhere, it would go with that very, very well, I think. Very, very good stuff. So yeah, go get some of this. Now that that's out of the way, well, what's been going on with me? Last weekend was a blast. Sunday, I went to Kings Island with my wife, my daughter, mother-in-law, and the step-nieces, I guess. Not step-nieces. It wouldn't be step-nieces. Nieces-in-law? My wife's nieces. We had a blast. Kings Island, for those of you who don't know, think Six Flags, only much more. Well, it's basically like Six Flags. Has rides, has a water park. It's just a kick-ass amusement park. Really good rides. And we rode every coaster. We rode every coaster there. Every big coaster. And when I say we, I mean me, my daughter, and the nieces. The wife and her mom ended up leaving after a few hours. They had to get back home to the dogs and stuff. So I stayed there with the girls. And yeah, we rode everything that we possibly could. and it was an absolute riot. It was so much fun. Uh, I hadn't been to that amusement park since probably no 2010. That's the last time I was there, and it was great. It was it was an absolute blast, and I'm really considering seriously getting season passes for next year because it's super cool. So that was that was my Sunday, and then this week was my last week with the county, and I've got to say it was, yesterday, not yesterday, Friday was my last day, and I was way more bummed than I thought I would be. I mean, I knew I'd be sad about it because you guys know I loved working there. I loved doing what I was doing. But, yeah, I was really bummed. And still am pretty bummed to be leaving, despite, advancing in a career, and making much better money and having a little bit more responsibility and a little bit more something. I don't know what the word is, but it yeah, still pretty bummed about it. Kind of weird. So yeah, it's kind of been somewhat of a whirlwind of a week, I guess, but on to bigger and better things for sure. As far as the garden goes, I'm currently fighting a couple different garden pests. I'm fighting cabbage aphids, and I'm fighting flea beetles. Cabbage aphids are on the Brussels sprouts, and the flea beetles are on my eggplant. Now I made a DIY kind of pesticide, and it didn't go so well on the eggplant. Turned all the eggplant leaves brown. So I'm kind of shitting my pants a little bit. Killed most of the flea beetles, which I didn't even know was a thing. I didn't even know that was a creature that existed in nature till I saw like hundreds of tiny little holes on the leaves of my eggplant. I was like, what in the hell did that? So I'm looking it up, and flea beetles. And no shit, they're tiny little beetles, and they hop like fleas. Had no idea those were a creature. So, anyway, that spray turned my eggplant leaves brown. So yeah, I'm kind of shitting my pants. I'm hoping I didn't kill them, because they were and still are producing some what will amount to be some really good looking eggplant. So, and I do believe it's too late in the season to start new ones. So, yeah. Kind of shit in my pants. So, that happened. Before that, I got some veggies harvested out of the garden. I probably got 6 or 7 cucumbers just today. Couple handfuls of San Marzanos, probably 5 or 6 beefsteak tomatoes, and good couple handfuls of green beans. So, and a good bunch of sun gold. So if you want some sun gold tomatoes, holla at your boy. Other than that, I've just kind of been doing little chores, little things that I've been meaning to get to around here. Getting my like all my sandpaper and abrasives reorganized because it looked like shit. It was a mess. And then just kind of getting the truck ready for the new job, because I'll be using my personal vehicle, but they are giving me a stipend and paying me 67 cents a mile. So just kind of getting that redone and kind of organized in a way that'll work better when I'm out in the field working. So hopefully all goes well. Tomorrow we've got to head up to Troy to do like a meet and greet for the new crew, and well, the crew is my wife and I, so we're meeting the guy that has been doing the job since December. He's out of Houston. So yeah, it looks to be a pretty interesting week. I will be sure to update you guys on next week's video on how that went. So, should be pretty interesting. This is really good. You need to get some Kendal, Kentucky, if you like Kentuckies even a little bit. So, with that, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to finish this bowl and find something to get into. So, you guys know how it goes. Before that, I want to say, if this is your first time watching and you enjoyed the content, do me a favor, throw me a like and a subscribe, or however that shows up, and enjoy. I upload every single week for the most part, unless I plan on not doing that, and I usually tell you guys when I'm going to be taking a little hiatus, just because I get busy around here. It's just how it goes. So yeah, that's the spiel. So till next time, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, but if you do, don't get caught. See you guys next week. Bye.